All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Welcoming each and every one of you from around the world to our Icon Directors Team call. Excited to have you guys to join us on the call on this afternoon. And we have a lot of excitement that has happened over the course of the last week. We have a lot of excitement that will continue to happen over the course of the next few days as we prepare to go into St. Charles. What an amazing time that's going to be. So we have a lot to cover tonight. I do have a special guest that will be chiming in with us. Let me go ahead and first do some announcements and some updates. First things first, tomorrow, of course, most of you know we have the locker room call. Coach Tomer has 2 more locker room calls that he's actually going to be doing. Do pay attention to that information inside of the Facebook group. Also at 1 o'clock, we are going to have our prayer call tomorrow at 1 o'clock p.m. And so we want to make sure that you are chiming into that if you are able to. I know it's right in the middle of some people's work day, so if you can hop on to that, it tends to be very, very motivational. And then tomorrow evening, if you're in Hampton Roads, we actually have our event tomorrow evening, which is our presentation. So go ahead and see if you can't make some calls tonight and get somebody out to that presentation on tomorrow. It promises to be amazing. All right, next thing that I wanted to share with you guys, the next most upcoming date from that is going to be convention. And that's one of the biggest things that we want to pay attention to for convention. Of course, some of you may know that Coach has called the play. And if you recruit someone and you help them to get 3, there's a special recognition for that. But also there's a special recognition, family, if you recruit 1 and, you know, just between now and I think we have 10 more days or 9 more days, you are actually going to get the I Am One of Coach's 10,000 commemorative T-shirt. And so you want to, if you're working on getting that done, do definitely push to get that done on or before we actually head into convention. So that is a special promotion that is going on. We have a couple of people on the team that did qualify for a trophy. Coach will be interviewing the 3rd of 4 people that qualified for the 6-foot trophy. Make sure you guys can still hear me. All right, make sure you, I don't know if you guys, I don't know what's going on here. This is driving me cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Hold on, can you guys hear me? Okay, all good? Okay. All right, so Coach has, you know, we have the special with the T-shirt for the convention. So, and I think there's going to be, there's one more promotion. Is there one more promotion that you can qualify for? I think that may be it. Now, one of the special things that was announced that we are doing now is that we are actually doing a Academy Awards show. So that all directors have a breakout session. A group of us have decided to work together to have a special breakout and award ceremony. That's going to be held on Saturday evening at 7 p.m. We are saying now maybe get there, not at 7, but maybe like 6:15, 6:30 so that you can get your pictures. There are not assigned tables, so we kind of want to all walk in together. I think we've ordered like 2 tables full. So we want to all kind of go in together so we can sit together at that particular event as well. All right, thank you. So loud and clear, wonderful. And so you'll have an opportunity to you know, hobnob. This is strictly black tie. We've got a red carpet, which we're going to talk about more of that in just a moment. So I won't talk a lot about that. But and we're going to talk about what we're going to do as far as the Dr. Pruitt in just a second. If I can merge these lines successfully, we're going to talk about, you know, what we're going to be doing as far as the Blitz and as far as the pre-launch. But the next dates that you want to pay attention to would be September 7th. We will have a winner's win down in Raleigh, North Carolina. It is a 1-day event. And so you'll be able to come down. Letitia Nicole Beatty, director down there, will be hosting that particular event. So you're able to come into that particular event and get some training from Dr. Coakley. And then the following month, October 18, 19, 20, I'm ironing out all of the details with Juliet. We are going to Holmes Beach, Florida for our first ever, right? Our first ever Directors Leadership event. So right now, she's not hosting that event every single week, every single year. In the winter, we will be. And then she's hosting a spring one every year. And this coming year, the 29th, 30th, and 31st of January, is going to be down in Orlando. So we've got a lot of fun things coming up, but the most important thing coming up is going to be convention. So what I wanted to do was tie this call in so that you guys could hear what's coming up, what's going on, why convention is so important. Let me see if I can go over here and merge it. So you guys hold on one second. I'm having technical difficulties, but I think I can pull this off. Hold on. Oh, wait, before I do that, I've got to shout out Dr. Andrea Warren, who is the #1 Vortex sales leader for the entire Juliet St. John Search Champions team. Congratulations on that. She has also earned her T-shirt by getting her sale. She has more than one, but by getting her sale in this month, she has already earned her T-shirt. So if you guys could shout out in the chat, Miss Andrea Warren, while I attempt to merge these calls, that would be wonderful. Hold on a second. All right, so let me see. I caught it in the middle, but I think we're going to be okay. Merging, let's see, now.
Coaching call. I want to welcome all the brand new CEOs. We have a whole bunch of CEOs who've just joined. If this is your first coaching call, welcome. We're glad to have you. I want to welcome all the emerging leaders, those leaders who are poised for promotion. We do have a lot of promotions, people rising through the ranks. That is taking place. And I want to welcome all of our seasoned leaders, talking about our team builders, regional builders, national builders, directors. We are super excited to have you on the line today. These are very, very exciting times that we are in right now. As you know, the month of July is the very first month of the third quarter of the year. So it gives us an opportunity to reflect back on what's gone well, where we can improve, reunite and connect with our goals, and just take everything to the next level. Folks, we are very, very focused on closing out this month of July very, very strong. We are building, and driving towards our annual convention, Level Up, which is in St. Louis at the beginning of August 1st. It kicks off, folks. We are very, very excited about that. And if you've been hanging around some of the leaders and you wonder why they're just so doggone fired up and excited, well, that's why. It's a wonderful time of the year. A lot of great things happen. And I know that the things that take place over the next period of time in our business this time of the year is really going to help propel some people right smack dab in the middle of hitting their goals. And for that, I couldn't be more happy. Some of you all are watching other people achieve those goals and hit those goals. Just know that your continued effort and focus will help you do the exact same thing. Let's get this call kicked off and started. I want to just say, as I always do each and every week, that if you want to learn law, we suggest you go to law school. If you want to learn medicine, we suggest you go to medical school. But if you want to learn leadership as it pertains to the industry of networking, you've landed at the right place at the right time. This is the Jet Set Legend Leadership Coaching Call. I'm very, very proud to be able to share some of the things I've learned over the years from being taught, from doing it, learning the hard way, the purpose of this is to share some information with you to help your journey towards your financial freedom become an absolute reality. As I mentioned earlier, we're very focused on what's happening, what's about to happen right now. As you all know, we are closing the month of July out strong. We have our eyes dead set on our annual convention that's coming up. Now, this annual convention is going to kick off in about 10 days, folks, 10 days. So we got to stay strong in closing the month out, but we got to really keep our sights on what's getting ready to happen, because I think it's going to be a legendary moment in time. Not only all the things, announcements, networking within the network, seeing different people, connecting with certain leaders, not only all those things that make the annual convention great going to take place, but we have something that's never, ever, ever happened before. And that is a man that is a living legend who has touched, I want to say thousands, but perhaps it's hundreds of thousands of lives, and really helped people such as myself achieve financial freedom. Folks, let me tell you, he is now moving into a new era of his life. He's retiring, and this will be the last time that you'll see him in this capacity at this upcoming convention. And it's not an end of an era, folks. It's more like the beginning of a new era. And I just want to underscore the importance of being there. There are some of you all right now that have said to yourself, I can't make it. School already starts. I'm a teacher, or I can't make it for this reason, or I can't make it for that reason. Listen, if you can only come for Friday and Saturday, come for Friday and Saturday. If you can only come for one day, come for one day. But I really want to underscore the importance of really being there, capturing that moment and having it. Now, many of you already know that what we're doing is we are doing something that we've always done before, but never in this particular fashion like we're doing it, and that is we are doing our Academy Awards dinner and ceremony celebration. Folks, let me tell you something. After the convention is concluded, that means once it's all over Saturday, you'll have an opportunity to go back to your room, take out that dress, put on those heels, put on that tie, gentlemen, get razor sharp, get all gussied up, as they say, and be looking clean. Take your hair and make sure it's laid, sprayed, displayed however you want it to be. Make sure you got all of your ducks in a row and you strut, walk, glide, however you want to call it. You make sure that you get there to this Academy Awards dinner celebration, folks. It's going to be fantastic. I want you to know that we've got a 20-foot red carpet that'll be present. And have you ever seen the Oscars or the Grammys or the Emmys or any of those award shows on television where they've got the red carpet and people come out in their red carpet attire and all the cameras are clicking? Well, you're going to experience some of that. The difference is you'll be on the red carpet and others will be taking pictures of you. So I want you to get super duper sharp. I mean, look good. Flash those pearly whites. And once you enter 7 p.m. in the grand ballroom of the convention, now you understand what I'm saying, right? The grand ballroom of the convention, you'll sit down and you'll be served. People will be serving you. We're going to be having a tossed garden salad along with your choice of 2 dressings and warm rolls to start off with coffee and tea. Tea and water. And then you'll be served chicken Daniel for your entree. That is going to be a specially prepared chicken breast and Italian breadcrumbs, along with Parmesan cheese and a white wine light cream sauce with sliced mushrooms and broccoli. Florets. We're also going to be having a creamy orzo pasta. Have you ever had orzo pasta? It's the size of rice, a little bitty, looks like rice, but it's actually pasta, melts in your mouth, along with a seasonal vegetable, folks. There'll also be dessert with coffee and tea there. And while you're enjoying your gourmet meal, you're going to be in the presence of some really great accomplished people, folks. You're going to be experiencing the 365 United Directors. So let me tell you what that means. We have directors right now that contribute their time, whether they're doing a webinar presentation on the CEO web show, morning conference calls, this call, training call we're doing here. They've given their time for testimonials on recorded calls. They're doing live events across the country. So these people that are already connected and giving their time to help you build your business, we just got together and decided to do our breakout sessions together. This is not to the exclusion of any other director in the company. I think there's some that are doing cruises. There's some that are doing white nights at the casino. There's some that are pulling their groups over here, pulling their groups over there. We have so many of them doing all that kind of stuff. It's fantastic. We just decided to come together and do what we always do every year, which is recognize you, those of you out in the field that are making it happen, getting down for your crown, freeing people from their constraints, helping people earn additional income, helping single mothers and people retire and have and give and be all that they can be, all that you're doing. Well, we want to recognize you and award you for doing so. So there'll be time. We'll go through an entire award ceremony. I think you'll love it. We'll be recognizing Iron Man Award, people that are just kicking butt like you wouldn't believe, the MVP of certain people's teams, all sorts of certificates and medals and trophies will be given to those of you who have really gotten down. And then over in a certain area of this ballroom, there'll be a picture-taking area. There'll be a photographer over there. You can go over there with your team, with your woman, with your husband, with your man, with your group, with your nucleus of leaders, with whoever you want to go with, and get some nice pictures taken to capture the moment and make sure that we are creating and making memories. Also, we'll be presenting the founders with a very, very special awards as well. Now, the founders are going to be touring each and every breakout session. So while we have them there, we're going to be recognizing them for all that they do, what we appreciate about them. There'll also be a DJ there, spinning and hooking it up in the grand ballroom. So if you got some dancing shoes, I suggest you bring those, wear those, or have them somewhere. And to get everything that I'm talking about, it's absolutely free to come. Anybody can walk in the door. There's nobody checking IDs. There's nobody there to do anything. Just walk right in. Anybody can. There's a seat you can sit there. There'll be a giant seating area for anyone to sit. For those of you that like to dine with us and sit at a white table, a table with white tablecloths and be served, it's only $40 for the meals. You go to where Deborah Webster was telling you, which is 365 United Events. That's with an S, plural, 365 UnitedEvents.com. And just purchase your ticket. There's still tickets available. Now, I don't know if you noticed this last week, but we sold out the entire amount of tickets in 15 minutes. I had people calling me left and right. Hey, what's going on? I thought you said I could come. Hey, hold on. Let me see if I can get some more seating. We increased it by 50 more seats, sold that out in 5 more minutes. We've increased it again. So the tickets are there for you to go there. There will be no tickets purchased at the doors. Don't come there saying, hey, I've got $50 I can pay and eat. No, we have to give them a number that they will prepare and have that many plates and dinners ready. So don't come there hungry and get mad at us because you did not prepay, okay? Don't get mad. Just go buy your ticket now, all right? Now, here's what some people are doing. I talked to Diana Gonzalez and many other leaders. They're buying their tickets 5 and 6 at a time, so that the people that go to the convention, they can have extra tickets for those and just provide them for them right there, sell it to them right there, however you want to call it. So you may want to do that, okay? I wanted to talk about that and make sure I got that out of the way, what's going to take place. I don't want anybody saying, man, I would have come to the convention if I'd known you guys were going to do all that, if I knew there was going to be a dance floor and a DJ and a red carpet event and awards given out and a meal being served, and I can hobnob with the who's who, rub elbows with folks and begin to network within the network as people look razor sharp and women looking elegant, men looking dubious. I'm telling you, this is going to be something you might want to be a part of. If so, go get your tickets. Now, let's talk about what's going to happen after the convention. This is where I want the new CEOs to listen to. You see, after the convention, that means once we come home from that, we're going to be full to the max of excitement, of empowerment. We'll be empowered by everything that just happened, and we're going to enter our fall 2019 90-day blitz, okay? The 90-day blitz will consist of focused, all-out aggressive action toward a set goal starting in September, October, and November. That's the 90 days, September, October, November. So in the month of August, we're going to be getting our pre-launch groove on. What does that mean? Well, in pre-launch, what that means is kind of like training camp if you're a professional athlete. It's kind of like preseason for a professional athlete, meaning you're going to be getting in shape. You're going to be getting your mental space, your mindset clearly prepared for what you're about to enter. When you go into the service, they send you to boot camp, right? Well, this is our boot camp for our fall 2019 90-day Blitz going to happen in August. We're going to get our mindset correct. We're going to get our spirituality, our spirit set. We're going to get our goals set for what's taking place. We're going to be breaking out some brand new tools to allow you to blitz strong once the Blitz kicks off. We're going to be touring certain cities. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. We're going to be doing all of this during the month of August as we are in a pre-launch phase for our Blitz. Now, for those of you that don't know what a Blitz is, let me talk to you just very, very briefly about exactly what a Blitz is. A Blitz is a play in football where, despite your normal activities of who you would check playing defense on a play, you're going to forget all about that and just do one thing, and that's run after the quarterback to sack the quarterback. So it involves extreme focus, a strong burst of activity, energy, and effort. Now, how does that relate to what we're going to be doing? You see, in September, October, and November, once we enter our Blitz phase, we're going to be adding new tools. We'll be doing training calls every single day. We'll be doing different aspects, live overview calls. We'll be touring the country. We'll be really doing everything we can to hit a precise goal. Now, I want you to know, the last Blitz we did was our spring Blitz, which is March, April, and May, okay? The Blitz before that was a 2018 fall Blitz of September, October, November. Now, last fall Blitz, in 90 days, we put in a collective 872 brand new CEOs, 872 new CEOs in our 2018 fall Blitz, okay? Not bad, not bad. We had set the goal much higher, but that's still a respectable number in 3 months' time. Our last spring goal, we hit 1,149 new CEOs over our last Blitz. So you see a pattern here. Each Blitz has been more and more successful. So here's what I want all of you all to do. Listen carefully. I want you to begin to think right now who you have on your teams, okay? And I'm going to start off with people who have a team, and I'm going to move to those people who don't have a team yet. So think about the people you have on your team. You're going to check with your leaders, and you're going to get their 90-day team goal. So you might call up one of your regionals or one of your team builders, one of your leaders, and say, okay, over the month of September, October, November, with you bringing in new people and them bringing in new people, what is your 90-day goal? And you'll find out. Maybe it's 100, maybe it's 200, maybe it's 60, maybe it's 1,000. You don't know. And then those goals, you'll check with your other leaders and your other leaders. Then when you got all their combined 90-day goals, think about what you personally, what you yourself want to make your goal be over September, October, November. And if you don't have a team, this is what you're doing. You're thinking, okay, if I bring in new people and they bring in new people who also bring in new people, where do I want my goals to be over a September, October, November 90-day period? If you have a team, then you're going to take their goals and add your goals together and come up with your team 90-day goal. You're going to write that goal down and put it up everywhere so that you're reminded of what you're focusing on over September, October, November, okay? There's more money that will be created over this 90-day period that will help make an abundant Christmas for everybody. But you got to maintain your focus over September, October, November. Know why you're here, what you're up to. Make sure you got you know what you're doing, right? You specifically set out a goal, and you're going to attach yourself and adhere to that goal during that 90-day Blitz period, okay? Now, keep in mind, the amount of income that you'll earn over this period will be staggering. It's going to set up not only a good Christmas, but it'll help you kick off the brand new year. So what we do coming out of this convention literally can change your life and the life of other people. I know some pastors that have just come into the business that we did at our last Prosperity Project, and I asked them what were some of their goals, and I just want you to know, when I heard what their goals were, it just warmed my heart and touched my spirit that I can play a part in helping them hit that goal and what they are doing to help, what they're calling, what God has called them to do. If I could just play a small part in helping them and helping you and helping all of us hit those goals that we shoot for. Now, when you set your goal, you want to set a goal that is attainable, but you really, really have to stretch to hit it. So if you want to build 100,000 people in your team in 90 days, it's not going to happen. That goal is not realistic, not in a 90-day period, okay? But whatever your goal is, make it a big one. You really got to stretch to hit it. And if you fall short, it's okay. But my God, if you hit it, wouldn't that be miraculous? That's how I want you to set your goal. Now, I want you to know, folks, that we have been doing the Prosperity Project here in Dallas, and we pretty much had a 50% turnout of guests to total attendees at each of these Prosperity Project events. We've pretty much had an 80 to 85% closure rate of the new CEOs joining from the number of guests in attendance. That's pretty successful numbers, folks. So successful that I've had a few other directors in our director network that work with us that have asked me to help them or teach them or show them how to conduct one of these in their city. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the Prosperity Project on the road. We're going to be taking it nationwide. I know for a fact that we're going to be going to Virginia. We're going to be going to Maryland, North Carolina, New York, Chicago, and, of course, Texas and Florida. But if you want us to come to your area, just speak to your support team leader, because what we're doing in taking the Prosperity Project nationwide, folks, we're going to be introducing some new tools, a new calendar, all sorts of things on this tour. But our tour of the Prosperity Project will be in conjunction with other tours that are taking place. I know that the company is going to be kicking off a pre-launch phase in their 90-day Blitz as well, and they'll be hitting some major cities and doing some of that. I know Winners Wins are set up. I know that we've got something that Roland is going to be doing. So there's going to be an all-out aggressive action taking place nationwide. I just want each and every one of you to get into the proper mindset. What does that mean, James, to get into the proper mindset? That means I want you to picture how you want all of this to go for you. Picture yourself setting some serious goals during this Blitz period. Picture yourself hitting those goals. Picture what it'll be like when you earn the money you want to earn. Picture what it'll be like when you accomplish what you want to accomplish. You don't get what you want out of life. You get what you picture, what you visualize, what you can see in your mind's eye. You see, you got to renew your mind every single day. So I want you to get in the proper mindset, connect to your goals that you're going to set. And folks, most of all, you got to believe it. That's the difference between those people that hit their goals and those people that talk about it but don't be about it. There's so many people that can tell you what they want, but they don't do anything to make it happen. You got to believe that this is going to happen to you. See, the difference between a really successful leader who does some activities and another leader that does the same activity, just not as successful, the difference, folks, and many won't believe this, the difference is their belief. their belief, what they believe. See, there are certain people that believe so strongly that it seems like things fall in place to connect with their belief. And that is where I want each and every one of you all to be. I want you thinking right now what you'd like to have happen by the end of the year. I want you thinking right now how you maybe have to have a conversation with your family in the month of August to say, hey, I'm going to be a little bit occupied over this next period. I've got some serious goals. Mom and Daddy want to build a swimming pool. Mom and Daddy want to buy a new house. Mom and Daddy want to, whatever it is, you may have to tell your family, I'm going to be going for it. I'm going to be sacrificing some time so that we can have, do, and be what we haven't been able to up to this point. Maybe you need to have a conversation with your husband, with your wife. Honey, I'm going to be really going for it this fall. See, nothing is more special than picking something you'd like to accomplish, you really would like to do, and you get serious about it and do it, and it happens to you. That's what happens when people go to law school or medical school, or people, study and accomplish something, or take their board exams, or whatever it is, that they set a goal, they did something that was hard to do, and because they accomplished that for the rest of their life, they have an opportunity to experience and feel the feeling of being accomplished and know that you did it. But it starts with your belief. So I just wanted to kind of set the stage for what's getting ready to happen, folks, so it won't be any surprise when you hear us talking about we're entering into our pre-launch phase for our Blitz. When you see us at convention and we're all got our game face on, we're serious. Yeah, we'll be smiling. Yeah, we'll be having a good time. But we're going there serious, with serious intentions. And my intentions are so strong. My thinking, my seeing, my picturing, my believing, my affirmation, my visualization, my emotionalizing is so strong that I'm starting to see the right kind of people fall into our organization, those pastors, those professional people, those committed folks that want to change their lives. If you believe so strong, you'll notice that things start to coincidentally start happening to you that seem like, wow, isn't that something I was just, that's not a coincidence. That's the power of your belief. So now that I've set the stage like that, and we're talking about this Blitz we're getting ready to go to. Some people have never heard of that. Some of you all were there when we did the last fall Blitz. Some of you were there when we did the last spring Blitz and did a yacht experience. Some of you all were there when we did all these things, when we rented the penthouse, beautiful suite out there in Las Vegas. And some of you were all there for that. And I'd like to bring on a powerful leader who back then was not a director. Back then was just saying, hey, I want to be a part of you all's Blitz. I'd like to come on and teach me, the art of the launch. Teach me how to do this Blitz. Teach me what I need to know. And then now that person has followed those steps, is now teaching those steps. But do you think it's a coincidence that now she's a director? That's no coincidence. That's determination. That's focus. That's being bad to the bone. That's being able to get down for your crown. That's somebody that's committed to helping other people and making action take place. I'd like to welcome Janice Parker to the line, all the way out of Virginia. Janice, you get a chance to make it to the line today?
I am absolutely here, Dr. Pruitt. How are you, sir?
I am wonderful. We've talked about a whole lot up to this point. As you know, we are planning this incredible award ceremony, and you and I have been talking about different awards and different people and things of that nature, and things seem to the red carpet little ceremony before it starts. We got the DJ that fell into place. I just talked with the photographer who's going to be there taking pictures, the same photographer that's taking pictures for the company, for the national convention itself, will be there at the event. All these things are really falling into place now. We were worried, Janice, if we were going to have enough room to accommodate everybody. We only had 60 tickets to start with. We started selling out tickets and selling out again and selling out again. Finally just moved us to the grand ballroom where the convention is. And there's no limit now on what we can do. Is that a coincidence? No. That's just what happens when people come together and really get down. Tell me what you're thinking about all this, and then we're going to talk about the Blitz separately. But just tell me about this award ceremony, and you think people should come to this? Well, let's talk about that.
It's interesting. And Dr. Pruitt, I got to tell you, I really appreciate you and Dr. Marcia's leadership. And I remember the initial conversations. It was just a thought. We were, you mentioned some things and we were playing around with it. And then you thought, well, maybe it's too short to pull it off. Maybe we can't. And then, we kept playing with it. And all of a sudden you're like, okay, we're going to do it. And lo and behold, we blew through. We've blown out of one convention room into the grand ballroom. And no, that is not a coincidence, champions. When you believe and you want something bad enough, as that as the 365 United Directors want to, just have an amazing event for you to really build you up. This is really about you. It has nothing to do with us. It's all about you and honoring the gentleman that has set the stage for this. And I want to tell you, the directors that have aligned to do this, we're talking class, family. We're talking style and sophistication. I'm over here listening to Dr. Pruitt and pop locking and break dancing. I'm all excited because when I tell you we're going all out to give you the best possible end of your convention. And just last year, I don't know, was the women's win or I think it might have been a women's win. I'm not even sure. But I just, I'm following Dr. Pruitt around, love the style, love the systems, and, and he's having this event, and I remember going to Roland Arturus' penthouse suite, and this thing was bigger. Like, it's bigger than most people's house times two. And I remember just being up there, the camaraderie, the food, finger foods, Dr. Pruitt penciling some things down for me. The after event was just amazing, but I'd never been to one of the big after events like that. And I got to tell you, I am tingling, guys. I'm so excited. I'm finalizing the order of my trophies today, Dr. Pruitt, and having them shipped right there to convention. We have something that is going to blow your mind, and they just set the stage for the end of your business, but not just this event right here. It's going to set the stage for your career. You'll never forget this. And it's never going to happen again. Not this one, because this one's going to honor Coach J. Lloyd Tomer. Yes, we're going to have amazing events thereafter. You see what we're doing in the numbers, with our numbers climbing each time, we go from event to event. But this particular event, you got to be there. You got to figure it out. Dr. Pruitt, I've got a young lady right now. She said, okay, I just bought my dinner ticket. She said, okay, I just got my hotel. Now, it is interesting. She's really coming. I don't know if it's wrong to feel this way. I'm so excited about this event. I'm like, this is convention for me. And she says, okay, I bought my dinner ticket. Now I've got my roommate, and now I just got to put this plane together. I'm coming to that Academy Award. That's how she feels about it. That's how amazing it's going to be. Dr. Pruitt, it is going to set the standard. It is going to set the standard how we move forward as United Directors, convention after convention. But this right here, this is the baby. This is the launching pad, because it's going to have Coach J. Lloyd Tomer, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited for what we're doing, Dr. Pruitt, under your tutelage. It can't get any better than this, family. And we haven't even put all the fixings on yet. Not even yet, Dr. Pruitt.
Well, let me tell you, pop locking and break dancing, I know just what you mean. I'm going to tell everybody right now, at this convention, I'm going to be very emotional. Don't be surprised when you see me in this state, because this man, Coach Tomer, and what he's done for me and Marcia's lives, which affect my extended family, my children, my children's children, all of that, the things I've learned from him, I've sat at his feet. And just don't be surprised when I get emotional, because I'm going to try my best not to, but I know I won't be able. I'm coming on the record right now. It's going to be a heartfelt, touching experience at this convention. Just like Janice talked about, the award ceremony itself, I think, will be immaculate. But let's talk a little bit about what happens after that. Because then you're full. Your emotional tank is full. Your spiritual tank is full. You are literally tingling when you come home. You can't convey to anybody what took place. You just can't. Words cannot describe it. But what it sets the stage for, folks, is the pre-launch phase. Now we start planning. Now we start getting in condition, doing our spiritual, our mental, push-ups and sit-ups and planking and all of that stuff, deadlifting and bench pressing. We're going to be getting all that strong and in condition for this upcoming Blitz. Now, Janice, you blitzed with us last time, and you were not a director. And you and I drew some things down, and you adhered to it, and you went through this Blitz, and now you're a director. Talk a little bit about that.
Oh, my goodness. Let me tell you, first things first, Dr. Pruitt, to have a schedule. I love the fact that there's a schedule that we run on every single year. We come out of convention, we pre-launch, okay? We get ready. We work on our list. We do whatever we got to do to line up, get our numbers from our team to line up the launch. And, guys, we straight blow through 90 days. I mean, it is back-to-back-to-back conference call, back-to-back-to-back presentations, back-to-back-to-back travel parties, one-on-ones, whatever we got to do, like it is all out. We are going after Brady on the New England, team because we are straight blitzing him play after play after play after play. He's like, he gets up with his head down. That's how the failure looks at you when you're pushing at him every single day, all day long. And let me tell you guys, our numbers skyrocketed. I had no idea what a blitz was. I mean, I had an idea, and I'd done these little things. I said, okay, we're blitzing, but there was no schedule, there was no time, there was no game plan. And now, family, coming out of every convention, there's a pre-launch and a blitz. We know coming out of the first of the year, there's a pre-launch and a blitz. And those are the things. That's what drove the numbers. Our team, rock solid, on fire. We put numbers on the boards that created a directorship. But not only that, Dr. Pruitt said, how many national builders, how many regional builders, how many team builders are you going to do? And we haven't hit the mark, but let me tell you, the number is higher than it would have been. Dr. Pruitt, had we not set those goals going into those blitzes. So I'm going to tell you right now, there are going to be some 10K bonus earners coming out of here. There are going to be some 50K bonus earners. There are going to be some new directors. We're going to be breaking directors, popping them like popcorn. They're going to be wondering, listen, we may drive Coach out of retirement. He may say, what in the world is happening? Because we have a strategy. This is a strategy, family. We're going to talk to you about the vibrations you send out. Those things that happen to you aren't by happenstance. It's because your mind is right. It's because you're putting out the right things, the right vibrations, and it's going to bring it back to you. Along with the hustle, the faith, and the work. Oh, man, let me tell you, we have a system. And so you don't just come out of the red carpet all excited and pumped up and eyes, red and mind burning and heart desire and your feet ready to, run and not have anything to do. Because so often that's the way it is. You get home and it's like, okay, so now what? There is no now what. Now you know what. You're going to know what before you go into convention, what's happening immediately after convention. You're going to know what happens immediately after that because we got a system. And that system is what's going to drive not only your own business, your upline's business, the company itself. It's what's going to take us to the top of the charts because there is a system. And Dr. Pruitt, I got to tell you, I'm fired up over here. I'm going to have to go run the block. I may have to just run around.
I hear you, girl. Let me tell you before you go run the block. I want to pass the baton to you to close out the call in just a moment. But I want to have a moment on this call where I single in on just you. I'm talking to just you right now. And I want you to suspend belief for just a moment. I don't want you to think about any limitations that you have. I don't want you to think about what you're not good at, what you've never done before. I don't want you to think about any of shortcomings that you have. Matter of fact, I don't even want you to think about how it's going to happen. I just want you to think about what you would like to happen. I want you to connect with your goals. What have you always wanted to accomplish as a little girl? What have you always wanted deep, deep down inside as a little boy? You've always wanted a lifestyle of what? To being able to give to who? Being able to help who? What is it that you've always dreamed of? And maybe you've forgotten, you stopped dreaming about that because you started this job and 10 years went by and you thought, well, I'm never going to do what. Hey, let me tell you something. Forget about the how-to. I want you to start dreaming. I want you to start thinking about what you always wanted to have. Maybe you're a pastor that started out doing a Bible study in your home, and you moved to a storefront, and you've been pastoring out of that storefront space in that strip center for a number of years. I'm asking you, what kind of ministry do you really want? How big do you really want to help God? What kind of home do you really want to live in? What type of bank account, investments, businesses that you own, that you've always dreamed of having? What kind of feeling do you want to provide for your unborn children's children when they're born into the empire that you've built? And they've got all sorts of opportunities and choices, advantages that they can make because you paid a price. What do you want that to look like? I'm asking you to think about that and picture it. And I'm asking you to, what is it you want? Forget about if you think you can accomplish it or how it's going to happen. Right now, I'm just asking you, what is it that you've always wanted? Where have you always wanted to live? What have you always wanted to have? What have you always wanted to give? What have you always wanted to be? What have you always wanted to become? What is the lifestyle that you've always wanted? If you will please just begin to think along those lines when we hang up today. And allow yourself to sleep on that. Thinking about that when you sleep, and wake up in the morning and write down something else you've always wanted. I just want to know your grown-up adult wish list. What is it you want? And start picturing that and walk around with that in your mind as we're at this convention, as we're at the award ceremonies, as we go into our pre-launch, as we go into, I'm asking you to connect with that which you've always wanted. Okay? Huh? Will you connect to what it is you've always wanted? I'm allowing you to dream. Dreaming is free. You can do it. Don't be afraid. I know corporate America doesn't want you to dream, but we're asking you to dream now because what we're going to go through, what we're going to accomplish over this pre-launch and this 90-day Blitz phase is going to be remarkable. And you're going to start to realize the beginnings of some of those things you've always wanted are possible. And, you know, I always say this, folks, and if you've been part of our leadership, you've heard me say this again and again. The reason people don't hit goals is not because they set goals too high and missed it. The reason people don't hit goals is they didn't set any goals at all, and they hit that. Nothing. So I'm asking you to start dreaming. We're going to work with you on how to cultivate a specific goal that you can accomplish in 30 days, 60 days, and ultimately a 90-day goal. And we're going to take it day by day, week by week, month by month, quarter by quarter. And we're going to set you up for an abundant Christmas like you've never had before. So if you're teetering on whether you should come, if you're teetering on maybe I'll go but I don't want to eat, I can't spare the $40, spend the $40. It'll come back to you somehow. Be there. Be a part of this. Janice, I want to turn the call over to you just to close out. Put your cherry on the top, if you would. Take it away, ma'am.
Absolutely, and thank you, Dr. Pruitt. I got to tell you, I have to echo everything that Dr. Pruitt just said, and it's, you know, there's something very, very motivational and very, very powerful about seeing in your mind's eye that which you already are. And one of the things that I learned from Dr. Pruitt as I began to write my affirmations and began to visualize those things is, you know, number one, my affirmations no longer say I am, but it says I am already. Whatever that is, I am already pastoring a congregation of over 5,000. I am already, you know, a stay-at-home mom. I am, you know, and begin to see those things. And there's something awe-inspiring, you know, about setting that goal and then picturing it. I mean, literally, you know, breathing, taking some deep breaths and closing your eyes and just, you know, a few times a day, just see, deliberately go look. And I know we got to take them out of the trunk, dust them off, you know, unwrap them, because we do as life happens, we do set those things aside, but take it out the trunk. You know what I mean? If you can find a key, unlock it, take that dream out, dust it off, polish it up. And, you know, look in your mind's eye and see yourself doing those things, becoming that particular person because, you know, it really, really is about that. And when you come to convention, I'm just speaking over each of you right now that have been debating. Listen, you know, I don't know if I ever told Dr. Pruitt this. My first major event in a project, I didn't know that I had to pay for the hotel when I got there. And I paid a deposit of one night. I had a check coming that Friday, but we were checking in Wednesday. And when I got ready to check in, I had $20 in my wallet. You know, I'm waiting on the money to be able to pay for this room. And I get there and ladies said, no, you got to pay for all of the nights when you check in. And I remember going to my room and guys, I went there on a hope and a prayer anyway. You know what I mean? It took me the last minute to get the flight to Vegas. And so I remember, you know, just ordering 10 garlic knots and 10 pieces of chicken. It was special for $19.95 that somebody had slid under the hotel door. That's all I had for the entire weekend. And I remember calling my brother, and I remember calling my granddad, and I remember calling my mom, and each of them put some money on a green dot card for me, and I'm down there at the hotel just raggedy. Let me tell you, just straight raggedy. Okay, I'm going to need you to take 75 off that one, and 175 off that one, and 92 off that one. And I was so embarrassed, and I felt so bad about how I had come to this event. But let me tell you, it was that event that revolutionized my life. And if you're thinking about, it's just so hard, I can't afford it. No, you can't afford not to. The thing is not whether you can afford to, you can't afford not to. If this is your career, you must be at the Super Bowl. And our Super Bowl is August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And then we're going to have a grand, you know, NFL, you know, what do you call the guys that win the Super Bowl? I forgot what you call them. Yeah, Super Bowl. So whoever wins our Super Bowl finale is going to be at the Academy Awards. But that event, family, is going to rock your world. And you don't know if it's going to be somebody on stage. You may not get anything for somebody on stage. It may be somebody in the audience. You may not get what you need until you're in the Academy Awards show. But you don't know. And you can't get it from home. You got to be in there to experience what we're going to experience. So it is always my pleasure. I never take it for lightly to chime in on Dr. Pruitt and Dr. James and Marcia Pruitt's calls. I am grateful to your leadership. I'm grateful to your tutelage. I'm grateful to your sacrifice. All this stuff is extra that you're putting together because you love not just a team, but the entire Surge family. And we've come together as 365 United Directors, guys. You're going to see, God blesses unity. He blesses unity. And if you're under the sound of our voices and you're part of these directors, you know, all directors, but you're part of the unification that's coming to Surge 365 family, we're going to blow the mind. Matter of fact, we're going to blow your mind. How about that? Be at convention. God bless you. Thank you very much for chiming in. Listen, let's get down for your crown. Put some respect in your check. Let's put some ink where it ain't. The harvest is plenty and abundance is your birthright. God bless you. Have a super powerful Saturday, and we'll talk to you very, very soon.